For decades, if you worked with big data, you had to deal with a massive compromise. I mean, companies faced this really painful choice between two systems that were, well, both pretty flawed. One was messy but cheap, and the other was clean but super expensive. Today, we're diving into Databricks, the company that basically said, we can do better, and set out to end that compromise for good.
So for the longest time, if you were a company trying to manage huge amounts of information, you were really stuck between a rock and a hard place. You had these two fundamentally different ways to store your data, and honestly, neither one was the perfect solution.
Okay, so on one hand, you had what are called data lakes. You can think of these as these giant, low-cost storage pools. You could just dump everything in there. Structured data, unstructured files, photos, you name it. Super flexible. The big problem, though, they were notoriously unreliable and would quickly turn into these messy, chaotic data swamps. Trying to find anything valuable in there was a total nightmare. Then, on the other side, you had data warehouses. Now, these were the exact opposite. Highly organized, super reliable, and incredibly fast for asking questions and getting business insights. But all that beautiful structure came with a hefty price tag. They were expensive, really rigid, and just couldn't handle the messy variety of data that modern businesses needed to analyze. So you're stuck with this frustrating choice, cheap and chaotic, or clean and costly.
The answer to this problem didn't just pop up overnight. Its story actually starts back in a university lab, where a group of brilliant researchers were completely obsessed with one thing: pure, unadulterated speed. In that project they were working on was Apache Spark. It was his absolutely revolutionary open-source engine. You see, it was designed from the ground up to process massive data sets incredibly fast, leaving older systems like Hadoop's MapReduce completely in the dust. And it turns out, Spark would become the foundation for everything that came next.
So here's a quick look at how it all went down. It starts in the early 2010s when Spark is born at UC Berkeley. Then, by 2013, the people who created it realize, hey, we've really got something here, and they go on to found Databricks to build a whole platform around this amazing engine. But the moment that truly changed everything, that comes in 2019 with a technology called Delta Lake. And that, right there, was the real missing piece of the puzzle.
So what puzzle were they trying to solve with all this? Well, they were going right back to that original fundamental problem. Their goal wasn't just to sell a faster processing engine. No, they wanted to completely eliminate that painful choice between the data lake and the data warehouse. They wanted to create one single system that did it all. And they gave their vision a brilliant name: the Lakehouse. I mean, the name says it all, right? It's a completely new kind of data architecture that's designed to give you the absolute best of both worlds. You get the huge scale and low cost of a data lake, but with the speed, reliability, and structure of a data warehouse, all together on one platform. It's an amazing idea, for sure, but it brings up a massive technical challenge. How do you actually do that? How do you take the wild, unstructured world of a data lake and give it the discipline and reliability of a warehouse without, breaking what makes the lake useful in the first place? Well, the answer, as we just hinted, is Delta Lake. This is the secret sauce. It's an open-source storage layer that you can put right on top of your existing data lake, and it basically gives it superpowers.
And here's how it works, how it brings order to all that chaos. First, it adds something called ACID transactions. That's a technical term, but it just means your data operations are now reliable. No more corrupted files when things go wrong. Second, it has schema enforcement, which is like a bouncer at the door, making sure no bad or malformed data gets in. Third, it enables time travel, which is as cool as it sounds. It lets you go back and see previous versions of your data, an absolute lifesaver. And finally, it brings together streaming and batch data, so you can analyze data as it's happening, in real time, right alongside your historical data.
So let's zoom out a bit from the core technology and look at the platform itself. Because Databricks is so much more than just Delta Lake. It's this whole comprehensive platform built on that foundation, and it's designed for the entire data team to work together.
And this is what that looks like in the real world. You have tools for everyone. For the data scientists, you've got these collaborative notebooks for building machine learning models. For the data analysts, there are super fast SQL endpoints they can plug their favorite BI tools into. For the machine learning engineers, there's MLflow to manage the entire life cycle of a model from experiment to production. The key thing here is that everyone, from the engineer to the business analyst, is working off the exact same data. It's the end of data silos. It's one source of truth.
Oh, and it doesn't try to lock you into one ecosystem either. A really key part of their strategy is being cloud agnostic. That means the whole Databricks platform runs smoothly on all the big cloud providers: AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud.
And because of this approach, they've seen massive adoption. This isn't just some niche tool for one specific job. It's really become the collaborative fabric for data teams across pretty much every industry you can imagine.
And that's why all this technology really matters. It's not just some abstract idea in a data center. It has real, tangible impacts on our lives. It's being used to speed up genomics and medical research. It's what helps make your online shopping feel more personal. It's helping banks detect financial fraud the moment it happens. And it's making sense of this just massive tidal wave of data coming from all of our smart devices.
So when you look at Databricks compared to competitors like Snowflake, what's the big difference? Well, it really boils down to this. Traditional data warehouses were built for business intelligence, for analyzing neat, tidy, structured data. Databricks, on the other hand, was built from the ground up for the messy, unpredictable world of both data and AI. Its architecture is designed to handle any kind of data you throw at it, which makes it a much more natural fit for the crazy demands of modern machine learning.
And that really brings us to a final, pretty big question. We are now living in the age of AI, an age that is just insatiably hungry for data, all kinds of data. So in this new world, is an architecture like the Lakehouse, one that unifies all your data, analytics, and AI from the very start? Is it just another option, or is it maybe the only truly viable path forward? That's something the entire industry is trying to figure out right now. Thanks for tuning in.